So, as you saw by the title of the video, I will be talking about The Boys Season 4. I know I'm a little late to the party, but I thought that I would talk about it, and I really want to. So, minor spoilers, but it won't affect those who haven't watched. So, I'm going to get this out of the way. This season is very 50-50. What I mean by that is the amount of things that were done well and that I liked kind of were undermined by the things that I didn't really like or care for. Not very many things I disliked, but even the lack of the things that I didn't like still seemed to have brought down and hurt the overall season. And honestly, I believe that this is the weakest season. What I mean by that is it kind of lacks substance. The story that it's following and the path it's on seems to drag a lot, and for things to happen, it feels like it takes abundantly way too long to get where it needs to be. Kind of hard to explain without giving an example and spoiling, but it feels a lot of the episodes have filler subplots and long extended dialogue that would have been way shorter in previous seasons. I find it hard to want to rewatch any of the episodes in the beginning of the season and really in the middle. What really made this season good is, I would honestly say, is the last episode, episode 8. I would have to say that that might be the best episode, best standalone episode in the entire series. Now that I've started to kind of get into what made the season good and not so good, I will get out of the way all the things that were great. Starting with how I liked the new character Sage. I thought that her character being like, I don't really care if you laser me or tear me in half, was something that was very surprising, with everyone being scared of Homelander and doing whatever he wants. Also, I like their dynamic. I was hoping they'd actually be good friends and laugh with each other and actually be a good duo. I do think that what kind of made her character not so great was the amount of time she mentions that because she is black and she's a female that no one listens to her. It kind of felt like I was watching something from Disney. She also would mention this to everyone that she just met, and it kind of overstayed its welcome, for me at least. And also, I was afraid the show would make that her whole personality or whole entire arc, and it would be played out too much that she wants everyone to suffer because no one ever respected her because of her race and gender. And I was kind of nervous that I would find her presence on screen unwatchable, and she was just going to end up taking away all of Homelander's screen time because they are always with each other. But luckily, they did a great job of having two people that think they are superior actually working together. Also, mild spoiler, but I liked how when it seems like her plan backfires, even though she is the smartest person ever or alive, one of those two, it actually was a part of her plan the whole time, and it works out for Homelander. I really did like her character, and also the new Black Noir was hilarious, and I liked how new Noir is nothing like the old Noir. It really made it feel like a completely different character, which it was. Now, getting to the last new character of the seven, Firecracker, I feel like her purpose, whether this was done on purpose or not, ran out like not long after she joined Homelander's side. Her whole role was to get people to hate Starlight, which did end up helping Homelander, but she really had no purpose after that, and what was basically Sage's plan for her. She kind of just was like Ashley and was there to be clowned on. Also, her character is kind of underwhelming with her superpower, which I don't know, I've never really seen it in full effect. All I've ever seen, all the show ever shows us, is that when she snaps her finger, a couple sparks come out. So, yeah, she's like as useless as Starlight. Actually, no. Starlight, I will say, is pretty useful in this season. Like, a lot of the times, actually, every other season, she just is the only thing she really is able to do is just be super strong, but her like actual power is useless. But in this season, it actually like gets amped up, and she's way more useful in this season, and her power seems to be way more powerful. And she does, kind of spoiler here, but she does lose her powers, but it seems like it ends up coming back stronger than ever. So I really did think that Starlight was more warranted to actually be on screen than all the other seasons. Anthony Starr's Homelander was great, like it always is. I do think that he does a better job than any other season because now he is more unhinged and unpredictable and is more insane. And Anthony Starr kills it, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins an Emmy, which is long overdue. The Deep was also kind of just present, but really still underutilized. His best moments, and really his longest ones, are emotional ones with his girlfriend Octopus. They might have been the saddest scenes in the season, but nevertheless, he doesn't really do much at all, sadly. A-Train, though, has this whole season to himself. I really think that besides Homelander, he kind of is the main character of this season, and I really like his character development, and it fits really nicely in this season, and I'm now way more invested in seeing him on screen. Other things I liked is, I guess I can say that this season was very funny. There were a lot of things that were dark that had me dying. Um, the thing is, the season kind of can't be justified for how good it holds up till the fifth season, which will be the last because this whole season builds up to the fifth season and just creates suspense and just really creates things for the fifth season to execute. So, really, this season was more or less just for a build up. That's probably the reason why it seems to be the weakest one. Well, at least to me, it does. Also, there were a lot of things that kind of took too much time, which made it feel like filler, kinda. Minor spoiler here, but minor spoiler. The Frenchie and Colin thing was way too long for me, honestly, and I feel like with Colin's character, they didn't even try. His character and purpose seems to me like a last minute idea and definitely like an afterthought, and then they just never tie him back into later in the season. He feels sort of out of place and their relationship thing happens way too quickly as well, which is ironic because the subplots take forever to get to where they want to be, but this one seemed to be the laziest and most out of place one. I just wish they would have tried to make it more understandable, but whatever. It ended up actually working out in the end, sorta, so that whatever. It wasn't it can be overlooked. The boys in this were fine, but seemed to be less present because there does seem to be way more subplots and little things that tie into the finale and into the next season. Butcher, I felt, was way less enjoyable. He kind of is always sad and mopey, and his character was I suppose. His best moments of the show was his relationship with a new character named Joe Kessler, who, like him, is ruthless and dirty. The twist for me, at least, kind of was obvious though, so I figured it out pretty early, but it was still done well nevertheless. The finale really brought back the old Butcher, but yeah, he kind of just has one straight path that he follows from start to finish, and without the rest of the group, his presence doesn't really feel the same. And yeah, I kind of just feel indifferent about his character this season. There also were a few characters that kind of just vanished that I assume are going to play a bigger role in the next season, but because of that, they are forgettable, honestly. Last thing I'll say is the finale is amazing and does such a good job of making people want more. Towards the end of the season, I really thought it was going to fall flat and be a letdown, sort of like with season three's finale, but no, it surprised me. This season was very good at making things unexpected and surprising happen, with also not making it seem impossible or illogical. That's about all I've got to say. I would rate this season a 7 out of 10. Please like and subscribe, and goodbye.